Are you and Jenny Jan still having a great time? That concludes the first section. The second question asks whether you ever see getting married. Did Common just be caught in the act of cheating on Jennifer Hudson, everyone? Because it seems that Tiffany Haddish does. Additionally, she has been cruelly clowning J. Hud recently. They all know that Tiffany still harbors resentment against everyone for moving on from her relationship with J. Hud. Regarding Jenny Jen, we are really together, and I just value her as a woman, a partner, an artist, and a person. She's a unique person, and I'm simply thankful that we have each other. Yes, we are doing well, and I thank God. Well, if I were to get married, Jennifer would be the one I would choose. She is the prototype I see. She is the but she is also the person, not just the prototype. But having said that, it's one of those situations where I constantly look back on my life and ask myself, okay, what? Because it's a powerful decision to make, Not to be taken lightly, She seems to be getting her lick back at last, and she's doing it in the most adorable manner imaginable. For months, there have been rumors circulating that J. Hud may not know the guy she is interacting with. Bonded said, "Girl, he never gave me no damn earrings. He probably gave us to Jennifer. Later, we'll discuss the other tea." Yes. Oh no. What? You guys have been telling her that ordinary people have a long history of short-loving and smooth talking, and your comment ended. I'm having fun. I won't add anything new to it. If he wants to marry me, he can get me an apartment complex. Oh, I see. A ring is not what you desire. You want the ideal complex. Give me a plex, a duplex, or something similar. People are saying things like, "Where are you? I thought you were engaged. Where are your carrots? Please, carrots, girl. I received units. Get rid of it." It seems that she is now having to learn that lesson the hard way. I will act in a way that benefits both the woman and myself. All I want right now is joy, wonderful moments, and, world peace. It has been reported that he has already been seen holding a new lady. Jennifer Fighter and I both have jobs. In my opinion, Tiffany and I were unable to devote as much time and effort to our relationship when we were back on the road. The love didn't truly spread, in my opinion. It seemed to me that we weren't supporting our relationship. Furthermore, none of us will cease, as you said. Since then, she has been going into a downward spiral. Who do you think is consuming this drama like a Sunday meal? Haddish, Tiffany. Both of us are passionate about our work, our crafts, love, and partnerships. But I believe that the effort we have put into our jobs and our desire to keep doing what we do for ourselves and the people around us has been difficult for me. To balance all of that and maintain the connection, she isn't even trying to hide the intensity of her bitter ex's energy. She has, been disparaging people everywhere. Some are subtle, while others are not. Fans claim that she is enjoying every filthy moment of it. Annie claims that he will be able to realize a lifetime desire because to the work he is doing on himself. Additionally, you write a lot about your desire to one day become a spouse. Your relationship coach is well known. Yes, it is correct. Michelle Obama, I guess. She has undoubtedly assisted me in navigating certain relationship-related situations. We spoke to each other. Here's the crucial question, however. I've learned a lot from Jennifer Hudson, so why would someone cheat on her of all people? However, one excellent thing she said to me along this trip was that you must realize that you will never find someone who is flawless, because you are not. Therefore, be aware that while picking a partner, you will have to make some compromises. However, as long as the person you are with checks off the list of your core values, the values that are most important to you, you are okay. There she offered you some wise counsel. Who's this mystery new woman? Is Tiffany planning to re-enter the scene while J. Hud tends to her injuries? Let's be honest. It was easy to foresee this. The everlasting type has never been common. Despite his repeated indications that he is prepared to settle down, his dating history betrays a different picture. High-profile liaisons, brief relationships, and splits that make headlines before the relationship has even had time to settle down. Many fans, however, hope that J. Hud would be different, that she would be the one to force him to slow down his career, establish some roots, and maybe even have children. However, that dream seems to be dead on arrival. There are rumors circulating that she is distraught by Common's heavy infidelity. The fact that this guy was out there telling everyone that Jennifer was the one, and even making marriage suggestions just a few weeks ago, makes it even more stunning. It turns out that he was doing what he does best, keeping his options highly open, while making all those lovely public statements behind the scenes. Tiffany Haddish is undoubtedly not among the many individuals who are expressing compassion for J. Hud. According to a source, Tiffany has really been relishing every second of this adultery story as it develops. And to be honest, you shouldn't be surprised if you've been following her since she and Common split up. She has never really concealed the fact that she was still infatuated with him. And for years, she has been leaking rumors that she thought he had cheated on her with Jennifer in the first place. As an example, during one Instagram Live, a fan asked Tiffany whether she ever received the earrings that Common had given her and said that the ED had given them to her. Tiffany responded with unadulterated shade without skipping a beat. "He probably gave them to Jennifer, but he never gave me any damn earrings," she added. Missy, definitely. However, it might also have been her way of implying what she really thought transpired behind closed doors. Now, everything would make sense if Jennifer Hudson was indeed playing tricks on Common while he was still with Tiffany Haddish. All of Tiffany's unintentional jabs, shady Instagram comments, and side-eyes from the previous several years would all make perfect sense at that point. It would also, very honestly, explain why Tiffany appears to be enjoying every moment of this latest adultery scandal. This is more than rumor to her. This is the whole cycle of karma. Tiffany imagines that she is not seeing a heartbreak. She is seeing justice in action. This is where things get tricky, however. In fact, some fans speculate that Tiffany may view this as the ideal opportunity to re-enter the scene. Because let's face it, she has never really concealed the fact that she still has feelings for Common. She wouldn't be put off by the whole supposed side girl issue. "Come close to me, baby," would be her first thought if she thought there was any possibility of winning him back. Consider it. It was clear that Tiffany was much more involved than Common when they initially started dating. During the epidemic, it was she who pushed for them to go public. She took care to flaunt him on her Instagram stories. Do you recall the one between Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade? To ensure her partner was in the picture, she was slightly adjusting the camera. She gave it her best. However, it didn't seem like the enthusiasm was reciprocated. Tiffany was talking endlessly about Common, particularly in relation to her birthday celebrations. She wanted it to be exceptional, even writing out her fantasy day in interviews. A romantic dinner, hot air ballooning, and a genuine just us experience. She also made a comparison to previous birthdays. Blown the 40th, she had a full-blown bat mitzvah celebration. And on the 39th, she got wasted with her grandmother. However, she wanted to be spectacular for today, her 41st. What was Common's action? He didn't make any plans for her birthday, in addition to ignoring the hot air balloon concept. According to sources, he gave her flowers, which is great, but that's the very least he could have done for a significant milestone birthday. Tiffany even has long-term planning in mind. She declared to the public that she wanted Common to pop the question, but she preferred an apartment complex than an engagement ring. In other words, she wanted to establish a financial and emotional future with him. However, he ignored the hint. He was clearly in it for a good time, not a long-term, based on his behavior. Therefore, their decision to end their relationship a few months later wasn't particularly startling. In a subtle way, fans expressed relief that Tiffany had finally escaped Common's shackles. Here's the worst part, however. It was Common who cut the power. He then attempted to justify the split by pointing the blame upon their hectic schedules, rather than taking responsibility for it. He was not going to get away with it from Tiffany. Saying bluntly that Common could be the kind of guy who would never really settle down with someone, she fired back with her own reality. And given J. Hud's current situation, that assertion is maturing like a good wine. It is possible that Commons are like bees, always moving from one blossom to another and never remaining long enough for the petals to shut around him. Even Tiffany herself alluded to it when she remarked, "I wish nothing but joy and happiness." However, the way she said it came off as wink wink nudge nudge. A little jab veiled in phony optimism. She didn't have to accuse him of cheating, but she didn't say it out loud. Tiffany didn't just disappear when Common moved on with Jennifer Hudson. Not at all. She made sure the public knew their separation wasn't mutual by bringing it up again in interviews. She described it as the most enjoyable and healthy relationship she had ever been in. The one she felt most secure in. She dropped the kicker, however. He claimed it was running its course, therefore it ceased. Her response, a sharp, "Okay, you're going to be a 50-year-old single man. Okay, now here we are, and at US looking like Common might be running the exact same play with J. Hud, luring her in, building up this fantasy, then possibly stepping out on her while the relationship's still warm. And the wildest part, Tiffany and Jennifer aren't alone in this story. They were just the latest chapter in a long book of heartbreaks with Common Same stamped on the cover. We're talking Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Erykah Badu, Angela Rye, and a few others I won't even name drop yet. But the pattern is always the same. The woman gets attached, maybe even starts imagining forever, and then Common hits her with a psych and bounces. And here is the real tea. These breakups aren't exactly leaving anyone on friendly terms, especially Erykah Badu. Because according to her, Common didn't just walk away, he did her dirty. Let's rewind. Common and Erykah started dating in 2000 and lasted about 2 years before things ended in late 2002. At first, Erykah kept it quiet, but Common, he wasted no time telling his version of events. He claimed she caught feelings for another man and dumped him over the phone. He even went into detail. She called me while I was in my hotel room on tour and was like, "Hey, I don't want to be in this relationship no more." It's someone else, I say. He referred to her as his first love and his first heartbreak, claiming that he was left floating and in a daze. It's a cute story, isn't it? But eventually, Erykah grew weary of him portraying her as the bad guy. So she cleverly but subtly retaliated by implying that infidelity was a factor. She didn't mention names, but she didn't have to, saying, "I don't find infidelity a deal breaker, but I do understand the nature of these men I've been with. They must pursue something." Translation: Common had been chasing something or someone outside the relationship. Which means that while he was out here spinning the narrative that she caught feelings for another man, he might have been the one stepping out, and that's the thing about Common. He got a gift for flipping the script. Even after things ended with Angela Rye, he suddenly went into image rehab mode. He started talking about how he'd gone to therapy, how he was ready to be a better partner, how he'd done the work. But judging by what's going down with J. Hud, therapy either didn't stick or he needs to go get his money back. Because if these cheating rumors are true, that whole better partner talk was nothing more than PR fluff. And if Jennifer Hudson really thought she was the exception, she might just be finding out she's the rule. But what makes all of this sting even more is the fact that J. Hud has already been through hell when it comes to love. And she didn't deserve another heartbreak. People forget, but her relationship history isn't just about Hollywood glitz. It's marked by unimaginable tragedy. Remember her long-term relationship with wrestler-turned-actor David Otunga? Their romance took a horrifying turn just weeks after they got engaged in 2008 when Jennifer's mother, brother, and young nephew were all tragically killed by her arranged brother-in-law. It was the kind of loss that would shatter anyone's world. In that moment, Jennifer needed stability, someone solid to lean on while she tried to pick up the pieces of her life. And to his credit, David stepped up at first. He stayed by her side, planned little getaways to help her escape the grief, and tried to help her find pockets of light in the darkest time of her life. By late 2008, she was pregnant, and in 2009, they welcomed their son, David Jr. For a while, it looked like life might finally be falling back into place for her. The small family smiled for red carpets, shared loving Instagram posts, and gave the world hope that Jennifer had found her forever. But cracks started to show. By 2010, after more than 2 years engaged, people were whispering about why they still hadn't walked down the aisle. Rumor had it they were supposed to marry that year, but the wedding was quietly postponed. And then it all collapsed. The breakup was far from clean, and Jennifer dropped some chilling allegations. She accused David of becoming increasingly aggressive, controlling, and even harassing toward both her and their son. She claimed it escalated to mental and physical abuse. At one point, she said he sent her disturbing messages that shook her so badly she called security to make sure he wouldn't show up at the studio and cause a scene. But things only got darker. Jennifer alleged that later that same day, David confronted her at home, grabbed their young son by the arm, and took him upstairs to the master bedroom, shutting the door in her face while still holding on to their child. Whether you believe every detail or not, the accusations painted a disturbing picture of a toxic, collapsing relationship. So, yeah, J. Hud absolutely deserved better than that. But here's the million-dollar question. Was Common really an upgrade? Because if these cheating rumors are true, she may have just swapped one bad situation for another. Different packaging, same heartbreak. Now, she's the latest woman to land on Common's long, messy list of exes. And true to form, if history repeats itself, he'll be quietly soft, launching his next romance like nothing ever happened, while the world is still talking about this one. And then there's Tiffany Haddish, sitting back with popcorn, watching this whole thing unfold like the season finale of a reality show. She's not just making little jokes anymore. She's dropping shade so heavy it is practically casting a solar eclipse over J. Hud's whole situation. Whether it's payback, pettiness, or pure comedy, She's making sure everyone sees exactly how fast Common S' love story can flip upside down. Now the question is, was this Tiffany just having some fun at her ex's expense, or did she just rip open wounds Jennifer is still bleeding from? Either way, one thing's for sure, two things are certain. This chapter is not the end. Because word on the street is J. Hud might not be done with Common just yet. Some say she's plotting to win him back. Others swear she's gearing up to hit back harder than anyone expects. And if that's true, who the next round of this drama is about to make this one look like child's play?